So what is self-quarantine? The intent of this video is to help you learn how to self-quarantine and still have a life. I'm not a doctor or any kind of authority. What I am, though, is a man who wants to help you understand that even in times like these, life is not over and you have to and need to continue on, even if that means learning a new way to exist. With that being said, let's jump into the video. So what is self-quarantine? Self-quarantine is to refrain from any contact with other individuals for a period of time, such as 2 weeks, during the outbreak of a contagious disease. So basically, stay away from others if at all possible. Does this mean to hide in a closet or under a rock? Absolutely not. Does it mean to go to Walmart just for something to do? No. That's not what it means. The purpose of being quarantined means to avoid public exposure, contact. You may be saying, okay, how do I self-quarantine and still have a life? It isn't that hard. It's just maybe something that you're not used to doing. A lot of the following depends on the area that you live in. Some people it may not be possible, some people it may be. It's just meant to be like a starting point to help you out, and coming up with ideas of things to do with you and your kids and your family. With that being said, here are a few things that you might consider doing to maintain some kind of normalcy in your life while you're under a self-quarantine. Okay, number 1, fishing. I like that one. And hiking, walking, bicycling, exploring, bird watching, photography. Walk around with your phone. If you don't have a camera, you got one on your phone. Most people do. Take some pictures. Get a book, sit out in nature and just read that book. Or just sit and relax and don't do nothing. Just let your mind flow. Now I really like that part though. Just sitting and relaxing. I'm not big on reading, but I don't do enough of it. Just chillax. Just think about life. What you want to do, where you're going, where you've been. You can go out to the lake, pond, river, or just out in the woods, or even to a park. And just look around. Listen to nature. The birds chirping, the wind blowing through the trees, whatever. Most important thing is just let your mind go where it wants. A lot of problems can be solved just by letting your mind flow without outside interferences. Think of scenarios of different situations and how you would handle it and what you think would be better. There's a lot of answers you have. You just try to convince yourself of other things, or you don't take the time to stop and think about it. So that's the main thing about that. Just relax, go out into the woods, get away from everything and everybody, and just relax. Let your mind answer your problems. May not answer all of them, but it's a start. And I hope that makes sense, because it really is important. And that's no joke at all. None of this is. But that is a lifelong thing to do if you can. It's a good way. And by the way, if you have to, if you can't, let's see, how am I going to word it? If you can't leave your property, if you don't have none of those resources and areas to go, most people have a backyard or a front porch or a back porch, a patio, a deck in apartments or whatever. Just go out there. Just relax. Leave your phone put away or put it on silent, whatever. Just take some time for you. Relax. The key thing to remember, though, is socially distancing yourself. You know, meaning if you see somebody sitting on a bench, don't go walk over there and sit down beside them and try to start a conversation. That's not going to help. Not right now. That's a good thing to do later after we get past this, and we will get past it. It's a matter of some time. Like I said, remember, keep your distance. It would probably be best not to go to a popular park or area like that that has a lot of people, a lot of foot traffic and whatever. Just try to find you somewhere that's secluded, maybe out in the country or something. A rest area, you know? That might be a good place. Just sit there and watch cars go by, and trucks and whatnot. Just find you somewhere away from everybody. And you can't prevent people from being around in parks and stuff like that. And if they get within your bubble, that 6 foot or so, move away. And you sure don't want to go get in theirs. Remember, you're responsible for keeping the distance. Whether, like I said, whether that's you stepping away from them or you just staying away from them. It's up to you, you know. You don't have to be rude about it either. You don't have to say, get away from me and all this and that. Just casually excuse yourself or walk away. Say, I don't mean to be rude, but we got this virus thing going on and I don't want to take any chances. And I don't want to take a chance on making you ill. So let's just keep a little space between us. Now, remember, the self-quarantine is not the same thing as isolation. What's the difference? The main difference is self-quarantine means you might have came in contact with a virus or a disease but have not been tested positive and still feel fine. Where isolation comes in is when you have been tested positive for any kind of illness that could be spread to others by you. And wouldn't that make you feel bad? Make your grandma, parent, friend, neighbor, whatever. Wouldn't that make you feel bad if you made them sick? So you don't want to take a chance on making anyone sick. Just use common sense. Stay away from others, period, when possible. Sometimes we all know that's not going to be possible. Most of the time it is, though, especially strangers. Remember, regardless of the situation or conditions, always wash your hands. And they say to wash your hands with soap and water for like 20 seconds and pat dry them. You know, you don't want to use your dirty shirt or pants or dirty towels or whatever. Just pat your hands dry with a paper towel or the air dryers that they have in public places, if you're going to be in a public place. And if you are in a public place and you're going out the bathroom door, get the paper towel and open the door with the paper towel. If you get lucky, somebody will be coming in while you're trying to go out. It's not going to do any good to wash your hands and then grab a hold of that handle to pull that door open when we all know some people don't wash their hands after going to the bathroom. And whatever germs they got on their hands, do you really want that back on your hands? No, I don't think so. So use a paper towel to open that bathroom door. And cough into your elbow, that's what they used to say, you know, like that. That's what they used to say. Now they're saying cough into your shirt, like that, you know. Put up a barrier, you know. And your elbow, it can go up or above or under your elbow. And your shirt, unless you've got a really holy shirt on or something, it's going to stay right there. That's your spit. Keep it to yourself. Plain and simple. And try to avoid touching your face, you know, all this and that. Try to avoid that. I'm really bad about that. You know, after you wash your hands or sanitize your hands. Oh, that was the thing. If when you're washing your hands, if there is no soap and water available, use hand sanitizer, the kind with alcohol in it, not the kind that doesn't contain alcohol, but the kind with alcohol in it, and that will kill the germs. It won't do as good as soap and water, but it's the second best thing. And then don't touch your face unless you've washed your hands, you know. Because if you got germs on your hands and you pick your nose, rub your eye, scratch your ear, you know, tickle your tongue, whatever, you just infected yourself with those germs, whatever they might be that were on your hands. So make sure you keep your hands away from your face, and that's a tough one. It really is. And as I said earlier, keep your distance. They're saying 6 foot at a minimum. And I would use that 6 foot as a minimum, not say, oh, I'm 6 foot away, I'm safe. And that's not necessarily true. Because believe me, if I just openly sneeze, I got so much pressure blowing out my mouth, it's probably going to go over 6 foot. And if the wind's blowing, that wind's going to carry it. Spit in the wind and see what happens. See how far it goes. So, maintain your distance. And if you feel sick, don't go to work. Right now, you may have a boss that's a little anal about calling in, and you may or may not have caused that. But right now, I don't think they're going to say anything, because this is pretty serious. This is real McCoy. So, stay home if you're sick. Yeah, and this, I added into my notes because I heard it today, which, when you watch this, will be yesterday. It was March 19th, 2020. The governor of Texas, where I live, made an executive decision to restrict all social gatherings of 10 or more. And they put a restriction and or limit on visiting nursing homes and hospitals unless you're like a critical caregiver. And, you know, if you got somebody that is dying, I don't think they're going to say much. Not at this time. So, you know, if your neighbor's in the hospital for something and you're not the one that's giving them critical care, call them. Send them a text message. Tell them you're thinking about them. You can FaceTime. Use FaceTime. You want to see somebody? Use FaceTime. You're not going to catch a germ over the internet. You might catch a virus. No pun intended, but really, seriously, you're not going to catch a germ from somebody over the internet. We all know that. So, but if you go up there and you're sick, guess what? You've got a really good chance of making them even sicker than they were. And a thing that came in on my email today from the Texas Parks and Wildlife, because I subscribe to the state parks email notifications. As of midnight tonight, which was 3/19/2020, all the public serving facilities and programs are going to be closed. Meaning your visitor center, your reservation booth center, whatever, where you pay to go into the park, when you go in and make reservations, that's all going to be closed. There's not going to be anybody out there to take care of you if you get yourself in a bad situation. And the big thing is, nobody's going to be there to pick up your trash. So please, please, pick up your own trash. You know, I do know you open the car door, your wife opens the other door, or kids or whatever, and that empty Walmart set goes shoo, and it's gone. And hits the water and starts going. No, you can't do much about that one, unfortunately. But if a cup falls out the door, or if you're fishing and using worms in your little styrofoam cup or whatever it is that's holding your worms, don't leave it sitting down there on the rocks or on the bank. Pick it up. Throw it in the trash. Your Coke cans, whatever. your tinfoil that fell off the grill that was too hot, which tinfoil shouldn't be that hot if you give it just a few seconds. But pick it all up, because there's nobody going to be out there to pick it up for you. So, you know, once again, you're responsible for your actions, or you're responsible for helping keep the parks clean. It's our job. It's not somebody else's. And I highly encourage you to listen to your local news, media, and as much as I hate to say it, listen to the federal reports. When the president talks, listen to what he has to say. I'm not, and the reason why I hate to say that is because I'm not a political person. I don't watch the news. Well, I watch the news, but I don't listen to the president when he gives all his addressing the nation or whatever. But right now it's pretty important, because there's about a 95% chance it's going to have to do with the coronavirus, the COVID-19. So pay attention and take the time to listen. Don't just read and go by what you see on Facebook. Get what's that old saying? Straight from the horse's mouth. I don't remember what it is. Anyhow, some of y'all might know. If you know, make a comment down in the comments, so you'll jar my memory. Straight from the horse's mouth. Anyway, listen to the media. Pay attention to what's going on around you. This is our world. We're responsible for ourselves, meaning take care of yourself, and you'll be able to take care of other people. Because if we don't take care of each other, we're screwed. Take care of each other, respect each other, be kind to one another, and we're going to make it just fine. So anyway, remember, it all depends on you, and not others, but you. It depends on you, how you act, your actions. And I'm saying you as a blanket, everybody. You, me, Joe Blow down the street, Aunt Ellen or whatever. You know, it's up to us, you and me and everybody. Let's take care of each other. Let's kick this thing in the butt and move on. We got more things to do than have to worry about getting some coronavirus and getting really sick. But hey, regardless, y'all keep on keeping on. Take care of yourself, wash your hands, be nice, friendly, do what you can for others, and we'll see y'all down the road. Bye.